Alright, so this is the final video for our Minesweeper project developed by myself, Isaiah Swanson, and Kaleb Coggins.
So basically, the game of Minesweeper is about uncovering squares until you've found all the bombs in the map. So basically, how our game goes about doing that is if a player clicks a square, it basically checks for any of these three scenarios here. If the square is blank, meaning there are no bombs next to it, then it's just going to check each of the squares around it for the same three scenarios. If there is a bomb next to it, then it's just going to display the number of bombs that are next to it, and it's going to do nothing after that. If there's a bomb under that square, then of course you've lost the game, and so it flags our system, and it ends the game for you. And the game ends when all of the non-bomb tiles have been uncovered, and at that point the game saves your time to our timekeeping system, and you can go look at that time on the time screen. So these are our screens.
So each of our individual screens corresponds to a part of the game. There's the landing page, which is the first thing you see when you start up our app, and then there's the setup page, which is where you set up your game. You can choose from 3 different preset difficulties, or you can make your own custom grid. And then there's the game screen, which is pretty self-explanatory. You have the option to toggle between clicking on a tile to uncover it or putting a flag on there, and all the functionality for the game is actually there. And then finally, there's the time screen, which shows the amount of time that you spent on each game when you've won, and the date at which you did it, and the time of day. And the landing screen was made by myself. The setup screen was also made by myself. The game and the time screen were made by Kaleb Coggins.
And in the latest update, we've added the time screen with time sorting, so that's the times are sorted by best time to worst time. We also have a lose state. Previously, the player was just allowed to keep going if they click the bomb. Now there's an animation when you die, and when you lose rather, and when the game ends. This is our Minesweeper app. When you first open the app, you'll be presented with opening page. When you click Start New, you'll see this setup page. At the top, you have 3 preset difficulties, and those are preset height and width and the number of bombs. If you want, you can set your own custom height and width with a custom number of bombs. For the sake of time, we're just going to select Easy here. And this, surprisingly, is a very easy board. So here, now that we've won, it shows us a pop-up with our finish time, and you can see when we stop and go to our time screen, our time has been recorded. Then if we go back to our game, and if we lose on purpose, it will now give us an animation where it shows us all of the bombs, and it will tell us that we lose. And there are no times saved when you lose. So for new knowledge, for this app we used an interactive view, and this allows the user to zoom and pan on the child widget. I use this to allow the user to zoom in on the board if the tiles are too small for them. We also used haptic feedback just for added flair. When the player loses, it'll uncover the bombs, and each time it does that, it gives the phone a vibrate. Just to add a little something there. Timer.periodic. This is how we update our clock in the background. And timer.periodic just runs a given function every few seconds or after a specified duration. Also, for this app, we learned how to use recursion to work out which tiles to uncover and how the game logic would work.
So our future plans for this app are to fix some of the bugs that are arising from custom board sizes. Like say you have a 1x1 board, but you also add one bomb. That means you're not actually going to be able to win because on your first click, you shouldn't be able to lose, but you also can't win. So that doesn't stop. We'd also like to make some changes to the first click behavior, changes to the game over animation. We'd like to filter times by difficulty, and we'd also like to implement a feature where you can save the state of your game and then leave and come back later and continue that game. And then we'd like to be able to save times between closing and opening the app as well.
Thank you for watching.